Welcome to the Trippi Coaching Podcast. I'm Andrea Trippi, weight loss and confidence coach, along with Tommy Else, personal trainer. And today we're tackling a common challenge that many of us face on our weight loss journey, the plateau, and the 5 areas you need to look at before you think about making drastic changes to make sure you're covering all your bases holistically. So let's dive right in.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is sponsored by Hairborn Salon. This week we're talking about the matriarch of Hairborn, Maria, known to most as Mama Ragona. Maria has over 40 years' experience in the beauty industry. She began her career assisting in a small Chicago salon after immigrating to the United States from Italy at the age of 14. She is most passionate about LCA Wigs, her company within Hairborn, to help clients find wigs for any budget. Her sweet demeanor and caring heart will make you feel at ease in the wig selection process. Maria inspires the Hairborn team by serving each client as if they were family. She has said that her greatest joy in the hair industry is having the opportunity to influence someone's life positively. Maria is a firm believer that a good haircut can be your best accessory, and she wants to help you see the beauty that she sees in the world through her craft. Visit hairbornsalon.com today to book your appointment, and be sure to tell them that the Trippi Coaching Podcast sent you to receive 10% off your service.
Hey, Tommy.
Andrea, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Today we are going to be talking about plateaus, which come in a lot of different forms, but what we most likely run across is when people are talking about weight loss plateaus. When you get on the scale after a week of, feeling like you're doing everything right, and then the scale doesn't move. And that can be very difficult to see and be demoralizing, and or even if it ticks up a little bit. And fluctuations in weight, especially just within like a pound or so, it could be anything at all. It's a little extra food still in your stomach, some water you're retaining. It's not really a plateau until, in my opinion, until you've gotten about 3 weeks of not making any progress. So if you do hit a plateau, there's 5 different areas we can look at that might reveal to you where you can make some changes. So Andrea, let's take a look at that.
Yeah, by addressing these 5 pillars of, and I'll name them right here: diet, which is your food plan, what you're eating, your meals, not so much being on a diet, but just your average.
Your intake, yeah.
Your intake, correct. Your hydration, which is, to me, the number one. Your stress level, which is... It kind of holds on to some weight.
It absolutely
does.
does.
Yeah. Your movement, so working out, walking, whatever you do to get your body moving. And the consistency is another very big, important part of this holistic view of why your weight isn't moving. So, you have to remember that weight loss is not linear. Sometimes your body needs time to adjust to new weights, healthy habits. Sometimes when you start drinking more water, your weight goes up for a little bit until your body kicks in and starts releasing everything. So let's take a look at the first one, which is the food that you take in. When you're hitting a plateau, take a look at, are you being protein forward? Are you having a protein with every meal? What's the size of your meals look like? Have they gotten a little bit bigger? Are they still within your calorie count, if you want it, if you are counting calories, or within your visual portion cues?
Yeah.
I know me. I get started on a nice, healthy diet, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you just start eating a little bit more. Are you taking a little bites here and there? BLTs, we like to call them: bites, licks, and tastes. And just remember, every 100 calories, it adds up. What is 3,500 calories is a pound
of fat.
Of fat. So, you're eating a Hershey bar here, or Hershey Kiss here, and a peanut butter scoop here. It all adds up.
And the thing is people are easily deceived by the size of the actual thing that they're eating. So like you said, like a Hershey Kiss, it's a little tiny thing, right? But it packs a lot of sugar and a lot of stuff in that one little Hershey Kiss.
And who eats one?
Right, exactly.
You eat one and you're unwrapping the other one as you're
Oh.
eating it. So just make sure your foods are nutrient dense. Watch your portions. Watch your in between meal skills. So you eat your meal and then you should wait until you're really hungry to eat your next meal and try not to pick in between. So take a look at that first. The second one is hydration. And to me, this is the most important. Water is so crucial. It boosts your metabolism, helps with detoxification, aids in digestion, and it really can enhance weight loss efforts by improving just the life.
Well, it helps with all of your body's digestive systems. It's water needs to flush through your kidneys, your liver, all of it. And when those are working at their most optimal, which they will if they're well hydrated and there's water flushing through them, you flush that extra weight out of you. You flush that extra food out of you in your gut. That's water is just it's a vehicle for so many things in your body, in your blood, in your digestive system, everything. So you can, I mean, it's hard to have too much water.
It
So
really is hard to have too much water. And a lot of people say, well, I just can't drink it. So go out and get yourself your favorite water bottle. Sometimes you can put some water and some ice and a little lemon in a wine glass and make it really nice to drink, something special.
sure.
So get your water in, guys. It really does make a difference. It burns fat and it keeps you satiated. I can never say that word the first time. I don't know what my issue is with that. Okay, so the third thing that we want to look at before we get aggravated with that number on the scale that's not moving is, are you moving? Are you going to the gym? Are you walking? Are you going up and down those stairs? Whatever your happy place is for movement, you got to do it daily.
So for me, I've personally found that so right now the weather's turning around. I get back outside on walks and bike rides a lot more. And while that's great, my body, as far as losing weight, actually responds much better to lifting weights. So like the last couple of weeks, my weight but stayed about the same, I'd say. But I am trying to bring it down. But a big part of that, I know, because I know the way that my body responds, is because every day it's a nice day outside. I don't want to miss that opportunity because it might rain for the next week or something. So I go out and I walk or I go for my bike ride, and I haven't lifted very much in the last 2 weeks as far as, being in the gym. So I can look at that and say, okay, well, I know that this is what's going on there. But that's my body. And that's, so being able to look in the history of when you have been successful with your weight loss, what were you doing physically? What were you doing with your food? Things like that. And that's why, keeping journals and things like that can be helpful, because you can look into the past to see when you were most successful, what were you doing? So same thing applies here with your workout routine. And if you feel like, well, you were doing, a half hour walk and you recently, cut it down to 20, you can start looking at those types of things and say, okay, well, I was being more successful when I put in that extra 10 minutes or whatever the case may be.
And a lot of times that's a mindset thing too. The 20 minutes versus 30 minutes. When you do that 30, it's a mindset, and you're doing right for yourself. And that kind of kicks off the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and all that.
Yeah, again, it gets back to feeling like you've done everything that you can,
So I recommend 150 minutes a week of some type of exercise. Easily attainable. You can do.
It's a half hour a day for 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, so come on, guys, let's get moving. It's beautiful out, and we have to. This is the one body we get.
Yeah.
So make it good. All right. The fourth one that we want to look at is your stress. Are you stressed? Where in your life can you reduce stress? Maybe through some type of meditative practice, yoga,
Hobbies. I mean, just having something to do, get away from, you got to source your stress, figure out where is it coming from. And then that way you can identify where and how to take a break from it. If it's something at home and you need to get out of the house and go do something, then start making some time for yourself. If it's a work thing, then make sure that, after work, you've got some sort of time or something that you can do to help relieve some of that, because stress will make your body hold on to excess weight.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge weight retention. And stress triggers the release of cortisol. which is a hormone that aids in fat storage,
Yep.
especially in the abdominal area. So, again, techniques like meditation, deep breathing, hobbies, taking a walk, having a pet, anything can reduce some stress and potentially aid in your weight loss. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. The fifth one, and this is the most important because it kind of brings in all of our points: consistency and patience.
Yes.
You got to stick with it. Do something every day. Drink your water every day. You know, a lot of times we get on a routine and we go for 3-4 days and we step on that scale and we're expecting to see 5 pounds down. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It didn't take you 5 days to gain all your weight.
Right.
So it's not going to take you 5 days to lose all your weight. So be consistent, be persistent, and
Patient. Yeah, it's you know, if you hit a week or two where, you know, you're not seeing any change, it's real easy to want to throw your arms in the air and then just walk away from it. But it's the people who hang in there that third or fourth week and then they see a big drop all of a sudden, 3-4 pounds drops off. And the thing is your body sometimes just needs time to adapt and to change to what's going on. If you're exercising more, if you've eaten a cleaner diet and your body's not used to that, this change in losing weight is something that it's got to go at its own pace, and you just need to respect your body's judgment as far as how long it takes for it to do that. I mean, this is one of the reasons why generally to expect more than like a pound a week, you know, is if you get more, great, it's a bonus, but every pound that you lose or you gain affects your skeleton. It affects, you know, the way that your posture is. I mean, there's so many variables that is affected by this. And consistency, as you were saying, is always going to be what garners the best results. It's just stick with it.
Yeah.
And then even when you hit these moments, you got to just stay with it. It will come. As long as you just keep doing what you're doing, it will come.
Try to lose the frustration around it too. It'll be a lot easier.
Right. And if you can go into it with patience and just be like, hey, you know, the scale's going to say what it's going to say.
Right.
But as long as you know that you did everything you could that week, that's all that really matters.
And just remember the scale, it's a data point. That's
Right.
all it is. It's just a data point. We're not putting it on your forehead. We're not putting it on your, you know, you don't say, hi, I'm Andrea and I weigh, 200 pounds. You don't do that.
Right.
No one cares what you weigh. It's just another data point to see if what you're doing is working or not working.
Right.
That's it.
And the reason we're bringing this up in the first place, this whole topic, is because a lot of people put so much emphasis on the scale, and then that can be such a deterrent for them, you know, when they have that week or two where either they don't make any change or even go up in weight. And again, it's just a matter of sticking with it. And it's not, like you said, the scale is not the end all be all. Like today, when you and I saw each other, you said you look like you lost more
Oh
weight.
yeah, you should see Tommy. He's looking real lean. He
And
looks good.
I said, well, I'm actually up 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But, you know, so what difference does it make what the scale
It doesn't.
says?
You
know?
look better.
Right. I mean, what are those 2 extra pounds? Well, maybe I put some extra muscle on. Maybe I'm just carrying a little extra water today. I don't know. But if someone else can see the difference in you, then do you really care what the scale says?
Yeah, very, very smart advice for
So-
sure. So by addressing these 5 pillars, guys, diet, hydration, movement, stress, we're trying to reduce your stress, and keeping consistent, you're setting yourself up to not just break through your plateau, but to transform the whole way that you approach your health and weight loss journey. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Remember that weight loss is not a journey.
Well, actually, it is.
Actually, it is. We're going to
Yeah.
start over with that. Okay. So I want to thank you all for joining us. Remember, weight loss is a journey. It's not a race. If you stay committed, you stay healthy. And we appreciate you guys reaching out to us and all the comments about the show in person and on our Facebook page. So if you haven't liked it, like the Trippi Coaching Podcast. If you haven't shared this episode, share it with a friend, maybe who's struggling with their weight loss and they're getting frustrated. Share it with a friend. And we want to thank you guys very much.
Yeah, and if you need any extra advice or think that you'd be interested in having some personal coaching, definitely reach out to either one of us on the Facebook page, and we are available. That being said, as always, as always, I of course have been who else but Plateaus.
And because I don't have a good name like him, I am Andrea Trippi. And until the next time, here's to a healthier, more confident you.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is produced and mixed by me. Who else but Plateaus? Theme song provided by Professor Click. Be sure to check him out at professorclick.com. All one word, KLIQ.com. The content provided in the Trippi Coaching Podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional, medical, health, wellness advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Be sure to like, rate, and review the show, and you may hear your review read on a future episode. And follow the Trippi Coaching Podcast on Facebook for exclusive content.